Today on Divorce Court, after spending 15 tumultuous years together, today's couple has reached the end of a rocky road. Fighting financial and serious health challenges has left them both feeling exhausted and worn out. They say they can't live with each other, but they also say they can't live without each other. These two are stuck in limbo and want me to get them out.
Divorce Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Tapeka Turner and Stacy Rose. The two of you have been together for 15 years. You don't want to be together anymore, or at least you're not quite sure if you can make this work. Ms. Turner, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me about this relationship and how you two met?
Okay, 15 years ago, I was on a chat line, and I heard him. His voice was excellent. Speaking mannerism, he was just a nice guy. I told him about my disability, and he still, that didn't bother him.
Why don't you tell me, what is the nature of your disability?
I'm blind. Mm-hmm. I have just a little bit of vision. I see more of shadows and light. Mm-hmm. It was better when I first met him, but it's like that now. So as I get older, it deteriorates more and more.
Okay. So keep going.
Like I said, 15 years ago, it started out rocky. It got better. Over the last few months, purses have been coming up missing in my house.
Purses are coming up missing?
Very expensive purses.
How many?
3. And this has all been since March.
Do you think Mr. Rose is stealing your purses?
I brought it up to him, but he says that's what he used to do. He said, I don't do that anymore.
Can I cut in, please?
Hang on. When he said that's what we used to do, is that what he used to do to you?
Yes.
Yes. Can I please cut it?
I will allow you. I really will allow you. Just let me finish with her, and then I'll finish with you.
When I first met Stacy, he was a little rough around the edges. So he has taken a few things from me.
But that was a long time ago.
That was 15 years ago when I first met him.
Okay.
He hasn't done anything like that since. So since the purses came up missing, I have to think, like, okay, Stacy, he used to be a thief.
So is he reverting to his old ways?
Is he right?
That's the question.
Right.
Mr. Rose, why don't you tell me your version of these events?
Again, when we first got together, I was not a good character. Mm-hmm. I mean...
You just got out of jail.
I just got out of jail. I was still living the street life. I lived one day at a time. I got my money one day at a time. Mm-hmm. She knew this getting with me.
Right.
But I've changed. That was a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And in my personal opinion, she's still living day by day, but 14 years ago.
Right.
I mean, when we got together, again, I was so low on a totem pole, like I couldn't do nothing but go up.
Right.
So if I went up and we're having these problems now, what really is the problem? Because you're saying financial problems, we had more fun when we were dirt broke than what we do right now.
Okay. What, according to you, is the main problem causing this?
My personal opinion, I think she's selfish. I think she's only thinking about herself, whereas everybody else looks in and says, oh, she's a blind individual. You should do this.
Give me some examples of her selfishness.
Again, she doesn't give me credit for anything that I've done. So from when I say, oh, I'm tired of working today, my feet hurt, I don't feel like going to the mall or going to the movies, it's, you just started working. You only been working for, I don't care how long it is. If I work 2 weeks, you've been only working for 2 weeks. If I work 2 years, you only been working for 2 years. You know what I mean? You can still walk me to the mall. Mm-hmm. Although I work 12 hours for the past 2 days, you know what I mean? I don't care what you have to do. I want to go to the mall and buy me a Michael Kors purse.
Ms. Turner, what do you have to say to that? He feels unappreciated, that you don't appreciate how hard he works.
And I do. I appreciate how hard he works, but Friday is date night. That's when we're supposed to go out and go to the movies.
Well, let me ask you this. Is he the primary breadwinner? Does he work and you stay at home?
No.
Well, tell me how that works.
I receive disability.
Yeah.
I sell a few things online. Still receive child support, so that's my income.
Okay.
My income is taking care of him too. Stacy does work here and there. He has worked, I'm saying 4 years. Not consecutive.
Straight? No, not straight.
No. Out of
Are you not a consistent contributor to the financial situation?
No, I'm not a consistent contributor, but I wasn't a consistent contributor when we got together.
Well, Mr. Rose, you say that Ms. Turner treats you like a low-paid caregiver. Why do you feel that way?
I'm going to say an unpaid caregiver.
Unpaid.
Because what I do for her, I take her to her doctor's appointments.
Sometimes.
I go pick up her medication.
Sometimes.
Could you please have her stop that?
Go ahead and stop.
I take her to her doctor's appointments. I go pick up her medication. I wash the clothes. I cut the yard. I do, when I say I do everything, I feel as though I do everything while she's saying I'm not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
that ain't everything. I do more than that in one day.
I mean, I do the grocery shopping. I do the grocery shopping because she goes and shops for herself. She won't go grocery shopping and say, okay, I drink this.
I see where we are on that. I see where we are on that. Now I understand that you believe he's unfaithful to you, and I want to know why you believe that.
You don't give me any credit for anything. When something comes up missing or stolen, you don't have a clue how that makes me feel when you constantly accuse me of stealing from you over something I've done 14 years ago.
Ms. Turner, you say that you believe he's cheating on you. Why do you believe that?
Your Honor, we were in Vegas. Perfect example. We were in Vegas. We laying in bed. He says, I wonder why I don't cheat on you. Wow, that's not a good thing to say to your woman in bed, but okay. Every time we're in Vegas, he takes me up to the room, leaves me in the room, and he goes back out the room. He said, I'm going to smoke. Smoking don't take no hour. He comes to the room. Stacy, where you been? Oh, I gambled, and, you know, these girls, they was out there talking to me. They got big booties and this and that. You know, just white girl, she fine and this. And I'm like, okay, how come these same people don't never speak to me over at the Hooker Hotel? Because we're in a real nice room, but right across the street, they got the Hooker Hotel. And he chills at the Hooker Hotel for the whole 5 days we in Vegas.
Mr. Rose, did you chill at the Hooker Hotel the whole 5 days you were in Vegas? Did that happen?
But Judge, they never spoke to me when I
came. I was outside of the Hooker Hotel.
When they were going in and out, you talked to them.
That means that you can't smoke in a hotel, so everybody was pretty much right there.
Outside.
But nobody speaks to me.
They're not gonna speak to her when I'm there. Like, they ain't gonna be disrespectful.
Well, I tell you why, because they're hitting on him, they're not gonna hit on you.
Right.
That's what that is. Tell me the other story. Why you believe he's cheating on you?
The other story, I had put him out. I was downtown at the courthouse, me and my baby. Stacy, he was downtown. He had something to do. I called him on the cell phone. I'm like, look, it's raining. I need a ride home. Come and get me. He said, okay, I'm gonna come and get you. So he's coming to get me, and as we're walking down the street, I hear beep, beep, all these cuss words just flying out her mouth. She's talking to me. You with my man, you with my man. Mr. Magoo over here ain't saying nothing. He ain't saying nothing. So me and the woman, we get to going at it and everything, and I got my cane in my hand, Stacy's trying to hold my cane back, and it went,
Went from bad to worse.
There you go. But
what did he do?
He did nothing.
About 10 years ago is when this happened. Again, she put me out.
So you moved on.
So I moved on.
You think he's cheating now?
No. I really don't think he would do it, but you never know.
Well,
He's
Mr. Rose, I have in my notes that you want to say something to Ms. Turner. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to do that.
Tapeka, I want to tell you that first and foremost, I love you very much. You know this. But we have no relationship. We are more friends than anything. We're not even best friends. We went from laughing and talking and giggling to barely even speak to each other in the morning when I leave to go to work. And when I come home, you don't speak. It's like I can do this by myself. You don't give me any credit for anything. When something comes up missing or stolen, you don't have a clue how that makes me feel when you constantly accuse me of stealing from you over something I've done 14 years ago. But every day you misplace something or someone else steals something from you, I'm the first person you blame. I understand about your disabilities, I understand about your visual, but that never bothered me from day one. And for you, to me, to think that now all of a sudden you got your services, you don't need me anymore, you don't want me anymore, it has me wondering, was I all that to you as an aide just to begin with?
No.
I mean, and if it's not gonna change, if you're not gonna change, if we don't become one, then I might as well be one by myself.
Mr. Rose, I appreciate the fact that you spoke from your heart. I'm gonna give you a minute to get it together. Then, Ms. Turner, I'm gonna turn to you and see what you have to say about. And I want you to really take a moment and process what this man just said to you. And then we're gonna talk about it.
He works, and he gives me money. But if he owes me money, he's like,
What does he owe you money for?
because he's always borrowing money.
Do you have a response to what Mr. Rose just said to you?
I love Stacy to death, loving. Couldn't see myself without him. I do need him in my life. You know, not for just pushing me around, washing clothes, little stuff. I don't need that from him. I have people to work for me to do that. We don't have fun anymore.
But why is that? You're talking to me. You came in here and you broke out with a story about your purses coming up missing, which is reminiscent of what he used to do 14, 15 years ago. I don't know where your purses are. I don't know where half of my purses are. But that's what you broke out with. Then you told me a story about something that happened 10 years ago about the cheating and stuff. So what I'm asking you is, did you hear what he said, and do you see any complicitness from you about how he feels that he's not appreciated? Do you feel like you appreciate the changes that he's made?
Oh, yeah, I really do, because he has came a long way. He has come a long way. I appreciate it. And I appreciate him, but it's just...
But what?
Some things need to change.
Tell me what those are.
The financial situation needs to change, first and foremost. Because
Is he working full-time now?
Yeah,
How long has he been working full-time?
2 months.
So that's changed in a good way.
Yeah, kinda.
What aren't you, I don't understand the kinda.
He works, and he gives me money. But if he owes me money, he's like...
What does he owe you money for?
Because he's always borrowing money. He's always borrowing money. So he'll give me $100 and say, oh, well, this is on the bills. I'm like, well, where's my $125 you owe me? Oh, I'll talk about that later.
Oh, I know what the problem is.
I need my money.
You're not in a relationship with him then. My husband and I never owe each other any money. You in a relationship with somebody, you all about taking care of each other. There's no balance sheet. I brought an expert here. Caregiving is an extraordinarily difficult task that a lot of people do not understand the emotional stress and strain that it puts on not only the caregiver, but the relationship in general. So I thought I would bring somebody here to address that. Her name is Spirit. I'll ask her to come forward. In fact, realize she's an old friend from back in the day.
Hey there, Judge.
Hey, you've been here, you've listened to what they say. What do you think?
The hard part, Judge, is that they've lost the balance. And so I leave you to do the relationship piece. But what we do know is that our caregiver suffering often gets lost in the sauce, if you will. It's very easy for us to look at the disabilities that the individual that's being taken care of may have, but we often don't look at the ways in which the caregiver suffers. They have needs that go unmet. And if their partner seems unappreciative of the sacrifices and of the laboring, it's just a matter of time before they look to get their needs met elsewhere.
Okay. Spirit, thank you so much. That was so well and concisely put. I'm going to take a moment. I need to know from you why you, Ms. Turner, why you feel so taken advantage of. Because I'm not quite seeing it. In the beginning, I thought it was one way, but now I think it's something else entirely. So you've got to take some time and put together why you feel so taken advantage of. Divorce Court will be right back. I need to reframe this for you, Ms. Turner. Mr. Rose is ready to go. And he's ready to go because he doesn't believe that you appreciate what he's done and what he's doing. My feeling is you still feel that you're being taken advantage of. Why do you feel you're being taken advantage of?
I don't know if advantage is the right word.
Tell me what he's doing wrong. Thank you. I want you to put it in words, what you feel he's doing wrong.
Okay, Stacy, he's a good guy. But Stacy has this really, really, really bad temper on anything. I can ask him something as simple as, Stacy, I need a bag. Don't you see me doing something now? And it's like all of it with everything. He's so angry.
Are you angry, Mr. Rose?
And
I saw a little bit of it at the beginning of this case. It does seem that you get very agitated and angry.
Quick.
And I'm not saying you don't have reason to be angry, because it might be all this pent-up resentment that Spirit talked about. But do you have an issue with your anger?
Yes, I do. And I believe that is part of the problem.
You know what? Where I think we are. We're at a place where everybody has so many pent-up issues for so many years. Your pent-up lack of appreciation, your lack of feelings of security, and you know what I mean, and you're always waiting for him to be that dude he used to be. And I think that you haven't really cared for him in a way that you talk about how you do so economically, but once that's over, I don't know if you are making him feel loved. And I think he's gotten mad about it. And I think that both of you are good people stuck on a note that was played 15 years ago, and you can't find another one. I'm gonna send you to somebody who will help you, try to help you get started on finding another note. My best to the both of you. This matter is adjourned.
How hopeful are you that this relationship can be saved?
I hope for the best. I want it to be saved. But I put all into it. I don't know what else I can do.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna walk away today and make a bigger effort to, push forward here?
If he doesn't change, this is how I am. This is me. I don't think I do anything wrong.